Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is the. So last time we finished off on getting the code to refactor the test code in order to see that. So let's just jump on it, okay? Okay, so to refactor this, I'm going to say this. Okay, func. This is a helper. This will be helpers. So these are my helpers here, and I'm going to say func assert that for base date. Assert that for base date the calculated emblem returns expected date. So what I need here is, okay, so I'm going to copy all of this, right? So SUT current date returns expected. Okay, so returns expected day. This is an int. Returns expected emblem, expected day, expected month, and expected year. And this is just going to assert equal, right? So I'm creating the emblem. So for day, I'm not going to do that, but expected day, expected month, and expected year. And now I'm going to say the result emblem get next available date for emblem to be calculated in current date, and the expected date emblem, which is this one, to this result emblem date should be equal. Okay, so I'm just going to say here, this is going to be my new array inject and assert. I'm just going to say assert for, what was the emblem, sorry? So I'm going to say assert that for base date the calculated emblem, my marksman emblem, the expected date will be 24, right? 24, expected month will be 10, and expected year will be 2019. I don't need this. Command U. Test is passing. Okay, and also I only need this also here. I'm sorry, not this one, but this code here. And this will be 21, then 10, then 2019. And I don't need this again. I don't need this comment here either. Command U. It's failing. Why is it failing? Because it's not marksman, it should be support. Command U. And it's failing because I didn't change the emblem here. Okay, Command U. Now it's passing. So I refactored the test also, so you see it's much cleaner, and now I can do for one more test just as easily as that. So let me just commit and push this, and I'm going to push it to remote. And I'm going to say refactor the test code for readability and usability and reusability. I think it should be reusability. Okay, commit one file and push. Now I think we should just start get going with it, right? Because now when it date is October 19, it also should get this one, but I don't have a way to put it in here only for the base date, so I'm only testing when I'm in the base date. I think we should just test one more and then let's just test the other ones. So the next one would be just to show you how clear this should be. My next test should be like this. When it's October 18, when it's this not should be the marksman, but it should be the other date here. That's not the marksman. It's the tank emblem. So when tank date next, when is next tank date returns October 27, 2019. So it should be this, and it should be if I wanna look for a tank. Okay, Command U, and it's failing, and this is failing because 24 is not equal to 27. And the easy way to get this right, just go here, not the tests, I'm sorry about that, not the test, but here, the emblem data, and I'm just going to do this. If emblem equals dot marksman, I'm going to return this, right? Otherwise, I'm going to return this, and this should succeed. So you see we're getting somewhere. So we're seeing we're getting somewhere here, and that's where we need to be specific and get the algorithm for this. And as you can see, the tests are just doing that. Okay, so for this, I need to commit it. Just so I'm going to source control, menu source control, commit, and I'm going to say push to remote, and I'm going to say what did I do here? Added test to check next tank emblem. Okay, commit to files and push. And that's it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to refactor this to say that if emblem equals the tank, then I'm going to return this, right? Otherwise, I'm going to return the default date. Okay, and command U, and I have this, so I'm going to commit this and say refactor to return default date and tank emblem date if state. Okay, I'm committing one file and push. And now, as the tests are getting more and more specific, I need to make this code more generic. So what I want to do is put a calendar here. This will be a calendar.current, right? And then after that, I'm going to put here the returning date. Actually, I don't need a returning date. I just need to put here this. Instead of 21, I'm going to put calendar.date by adding calendar component a day, right? My value is 3 to which date, the date I'm doing right now, which is the base date. And wrapping components, no, I don't need to wrap any components. And yes, since this gives an optional, I should put this get default date here. And I'm going to do this for all 3 cases here. So instead of 3 here, I'm going to say 6. And instead of 3 here, I'm going to say 9. You see? Command U. And the tests are passing. So this is more generic than the other stuff, so I'm going to commit it. Making tests more generic by adding the days of the intervals in each emblem. Also returning a default get date. Okay, so now I'm having a problem here. I'm having duplicate code here, duplicate code here, duplicate code here, and I always wanna have this going on, right? So what I'm going to do is going to do a function here, public func add days to this date. Okay, so I'm going to add days to date. Okay, this is a helper function here, and I'm going to add days to date here. I'm going to return, so I'm going to do let calendar equals calendar dot current. No recording. Yeah. And I'm going to do this. And yes, this should return the date, right? So this should return my date here. And I'm going to return this calendar by adding the date, the number of days in days here, to the date I'm having here. Else I'm going to return this date. Okay? So instead of this, I'm going to say add days. I'm going to add 3 days to date. Here I'm going to say add day 6 to date. And here I'm going to say add days 9 to date. Okay, else return the default date. But yes, these are also doing the same thing. And I don't need this calendar.current here anymore. And I do command U. The build is failing. Why is it failing? I messed up some curly brace. Command U. Okay, I messed up some curly brace. I don't know what I did there. Let me just copy this function. So whenever you have a problem like this, just do the Command Z where you were good before. Okay. Command Z. Command U. Tests are passing now. So I want to do this, Command U. Okay, now it's passing. Okay. So what I want to do is here on the return, I'm going to say add days. So I'm going to add days 3 to date. And here I'm going to add day 6 to date. And then here I'm going to add days 9 to date. Command U. Okay, tests are passing. I don't need this calendar current anymore. Command U. The tests are passing, and also I'm having that calendar add over here. I remember, instead of doing this all default date, I can do add days 1 to calculated date. 1 to calculated date. Command U. Build succeeded. I can erase this also. Command U. And the tests are passing. And I did a function where I'm adding the dates to the date. And I'm getting the default date instead. So every time I'm adding this date, I don't need to care about the other one, and this is centralized, so anytime I have to do that, it's over here. Okay, so we can just keep on going. So let me just commit this, put to remote. So this is going to be refactor emblems, refactor date to add days and get default date on a centralized scope. Okay, commit one file and push. There you have it. Okay, this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to do one more test with this. This should be so instead of tank. Okay, so I'm going to see what the next emblem should be. After tank, it should be the jungle. So I'm going to copy this test and say that test when date is October 1829. When next tank, when is next jungle date, returns October, so 28, 29, 30. So it should return October 30, right? So it should return October 30, and this expected month. Command U, and the test is failing because it's not 30, it's 27, because that's the one we get now. Oh, and yeah, for jungle, also for jungle, command U. Okay, now the test is failing again, and it's failing because it's returning the default date instead of the date that I wanted to return. So this is very easy. I just do an if emblem equals the jungle. So if I'm searching for the jungle, I'm going to return these days. It's not 9, this is 12 to date to date. Okay, so as you can see, every time I pass through the emblems array, since it's support, since it's marksman, since tank, since it's jungle, right? I'm always adding 3. Okay. The next thing is to do this algorithm. You see, I'm always adding 3. So I can get into the support emblem and always add the date right now. So what I want to do first is I want to know what should be the expected date when October is 18. So should I first say that today is the emblem date, or when is the next emblem date? So the next emblem date would not be in 12 days, but if you are in this date, it will be in 21, 20, or something like that. So that's something we should think of before getting elsewhere to see for that. But we can create an algorithm based on this, right? When is the next fighter emblem? Since fighter is which is it? Is it today or is it in the 21 days afterwards, right? But we will need some refactor with that, and I'm trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter than usual because I think 25 minutes is very, very long. So I'll keep posted with the other one next week, and thanks for watching. See you next time.